ain't elsewhere. Won't be seen tonight, so we can bring you a very special episode of The Gen X-Files. Welcome to The Gen X-Files. I'm Jim.
I'm Adam.
And today's show is all about
Heavy metal.
Get your
Man.
Plutonium Nyborg and...
No, this is definitely not a family film.
No, it is not. Good Lord. This is... it was like a dream come true as a 12-year-old boy.
Oh, yeah.
Watching this movie, it was a revelation. It was like, they can do that?
Yeah. I mean, was it totally necessary for her to swim naked?
Well, there's a lot of questionable nudity
and
this.
Weird sex in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But all that aside, I love Heavy Metal Magazine. I loved it. It was, you know... I was a Mad Magazine guy up until like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
When I think I stopped getting them at the grocery store. You know what's so weird is I there was a like you know how Mad used to have those like super special issues.
Yeah.
Well, they had one of those at Ralph's. I was like, oh shit, maybe I'll pick it up.
Yeah.
Guess how much it was?
For $8, $9, $10?
$17.99 for a magazine.
There was a Mad Magazine thing I was going to get you at Barnes & Noble for Christmas, and it was like $15 or $16, and I was like, it's like 4 pages.
Yeah. Look, I love Mad. I have hundreds of copies.
Yeah,
I don't know, tons of copies. I have books and shit. But it was like $17.99. That's crazy. But anyway.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Can't put on $1.99 cheap because they also used to be cheap on the thing. It was like far from cheap.
Still cheap.
No, nope. Cheap isn't a...
Not anymore.
Maybe cheap like a birdie goes cheap. I don't know.
Okay. Sure. Okay.
But anyway, so I love Mad Magazine. I love comic books. And when I remember the first copy that I saw, and I remember the cover and just being mesmerized by this vision of this busty woman on like a dinosaur, fighting whatever. And got it and started going through it. And I was like, holy crap, look at all this violence. Look at all these boobs. It's crazy.
Right.
And so when they made the movie, man, I was right there. And I didn't see it in the theater. I was too young.
Yeah.
I don't think I started my theater bouncing at that. But probably did. I don't know. I don't know why I didn't see it in the theater. But
well, I mean, it was definitely rated R.
Right, but that didn't stop me when I was young. Like, I mean, when did Rambo come out? Was that 80?
Yeah.
Or First Blood, I mean?
80. It might have even been 81 or 82.
Right. Because that was like my prime theater bouncing years.
You would have been like 12 or 13. When
Yeah. So maybe I saw it in the theater. I don't think that I do, because I do remember going to the video store and getting it. And I think my mom or stepdad, whoever was with me, was like, oh, okay, it's a cartoon.
Yeah.
Little did they know.
Yeah.
But man, not only was the animation just crazy different from anything that I had seen.
Yeah.
I was hugely obsessed with SCTV, so having so many of the SCTV guys doing the voices, especially John Candy, and an amazing Eugene Levy who sounds nothing like him.
Yeah, I didn't know that was Eugene Levy until today.
It's amazing what Eugene Levy could do when you can't see him. No offense to Johnny Eyebrows, but true. It's like he has a look but his voice is very commanding.
He used to be much more versatile, and I think that he just grew out of that.
He's always been a weirdo, dude.
Oh,
he's always
super
looked
weirdo.
Weird, and nobody knew how to cast him because he's just a dude with a giant afro.
But he's hilarious.
One of the greatest. I love him.
Hilarious.
But I'm just saying, Hollywood did not know what to do with him.
He's had a weird career.
They just kept pairing him with other SCTV alum in these horrible movies.
Yeah.
Just forcing them into the gulag of bad movies. But anyway, they did the voices, which I loved. John Candy was great. I was a huge Harold Ramis fan because of Stripes, of course. Loved Stripes. Stripes came out before
81.
Came out in 81?
It came out around the same time.
Yeah. Well, look, I'm saying this because I probably saw this in 82, when it came out on video.
I think I was like a lot of people probably listening right now is that I saw it on like HBO or Cinemax because it aired all the time.
Yeah.
They picked it up super cheap, and it was just like, all right, it's late night, and your parents couldn't stop you from watching it if they were asleep. But for me, the same. I was used to like Saturday morning cartoons where everything was just kind of goofy and dumb.
Right. Nobody could die. It was that always perplexed me about watching cartoons was how can people be shooting guns, like thousands of guns at each other, but nobody dies?
Yeah, well, yeah. Welcome to G.I. Joe.
Yes, helicopter blows up. It's like, ooh, that hurt.
Everyone's just really bad shots. Yeah.
Or, I mean,
but it was the fact that it was, because something like G.I. Joe, I love G.I. Joe, but it was still cartoony, and then this had like almost photorealistic animation, which obviously now I realize they've been doing that for years, but I had never seen it before.
No, and I mean they did rotoscoping, they did a lot of just brutal violence, and but the visuals were amazing. The Harry Canyon segment, man, Blade Runner. What's that Luc Besson movie?
Fifth Element.
The Fifth Element.
Yeah.
I mean, all of those Cyberpunk 2077, all of these properties owe a little bit of themselves to that segment. I mean, it kind of set up Cyberpunk and that kind of dystopian future.
And we'll talk about that. It was originally, when that comic first came out, it kind of revolutionized the whole genre.
Yeah.
Again, a lot of people going, oh wait, we can do it this way? Okay. But it takes one person to be like, I'm going to try this weird thing.
Yeah.
And then suddenly everybody's like, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that and the Nyborg bit are my two favorite.
Yeah. I've always very partial to the B-17 thing because I loved the World War II.
Right.
Like, it's like, hey, you successfully made the bombing run, but you're all going to die anyway.
Yeah. Not by Nazis.
And
strangely. The Lochnar.
Yeah.
But honestly, and they wrapped it all around really nicely. It was just a fun, crazy. The music was amazing, as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like death metal or anything, but you got Sabbath,
but it was metal at the time. I mean, like it was definitely harder than what you're hearing on the radio.
Yeah, and love Devo, baby. It was great to see Devo in there a couple of times.
Yeah, it was great. It's just a fun movie. I totally get all the criticisms, and I understand that, but this is total nostalgia sheen.
Of course.
Like, I love this movie.
Look, we were horny little boys.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It pulls you in with the boobs, but it's the stories and the animation and everything that grabs you.
So much deeper than that.
Right. You're almost like, okay, enough boobs, more story.
Exactly.
Exactly. And as a kid, that's like a miracle.
Yeah.
Because you're looking anywhere, especially back then.
Yeah.
When it was, Indiana Jones and the search for boobs.
Right.
Because there was no internet, It was like, you have to settle for the Sears catalog lingerie section sometimes.
Sneaking downstairs to watch Revenge of the Nerds while your parents are watching something else.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or mine was Porky's.
Yeah.
But anyway, such a fun movie. Really fun. It's been a long time since I've seen it, so it's really cool to see it again.
Yeah.
And a great Blu-ray transfer. You have the Blu-ray.
Yeah. I was really happy about it because there was a bunch of stuff I'd never seen before.
Yeah.
And I need to sit down and listen to the commentary, because it'll be really good. I'm very curious to see. It is a gorgeous movie. I love that style. I although they're all slightly different, but I just love that animation style. And I always have, and it comes from this. I mean, it really comes from this movie.
Well, it shows that you can tell adult stories with animation, just like they proved that you could tell adult stories in comic books.
Right.
It didn't have to be watered down, and it was kind of a revelation to take off those censors that we were all subject to as kids. The Comics Code or whatever.
Yeah. Comics Code Authority. Yeah.
And to just have that all thrust aside and seeing something so raw and fans of fantasy creating fantasy.
Right.
And this is what it is. It's all Dungeons and Dragons and fantasy.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And, hot chicks riding on dinosaurs and muscular dudes, flying around.
weird muscular dudes. The whole thing is just so bizarre.
But again, they did a good job of centering everything around the Lochnar.
Yeah, they did a really good job with the wraparound story. Anthology movies live and die with their wraparound stories, because otherwise it's just, and granted, they can be as easy as something as like VHS, where it's just I'm putting in a random VHS
Right.
and watching something, which works. But there's definitely anthology movies that try wraparound stories that do not work.
Well, it's not just the wraparound story. It's the fact that the Lochnar is the center of every story.
Right.
So it's basically one story just going through time.
Yeah.
It's less an anthology movie than like a history movie. If
I
you
know.
will.
I know.
But that's what I loved about it, is that you're right, absolutely, about the wraparound thing. But they took it even further.
Right,
By
right.
connecting every story
Yeah.
with a very clever through line that gives them a lot of freedom to tell whatever kind of story they want.
Right.
They're not, that's the beauty of it, is they're not locked into a genre with their through line.
Right. It can just be whatever. It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
From a necklace that doesn't make any sense that she can wear it as a necklace and touching it
Yeah.
murders just about everybody. Maybe it picks who it murders.
I mean, it is the sum of all evils, so who knows?
Well, you can't predict it.
It can also be as big as a planet and as small as a marble. So I mean, who knows?
It's got a lot of diversity.
But that was the greatest part about it, because it is. It's fascinating to think about the fact that there could be this evil thing flying around and like causing chaos,
Yeah.
and then a weird like circle. Time is a flat circle, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, but it works so well.
There's a warrior that can defeat this evil, and then the wraparound of going back to kill the warrior before it defeats the evil. It's like, I'm starting to think, welcome to Derry, you ripped it off.
The irony is that he showed her the story of himself being destroyed,
Yeah.
which caused him to be destroyed.
Way to go, dum-dum. Not so great and evil now, are
Not
you,
the sum
Paul?
of all smarts, for sure.
The Loch-Nard. Anyway, I've had so much fun watching this. Let's get into
So
it.
good, so good. All right, take yourself back to 1981. July 29th, the worldwide television audience of over 750 million people watched the wedding of Prince Charles and Lady Diana Spencer at St. Paul's Cathedral in London, UK.
Ah, man, insane. And I know every time that we talk about the royals,
Yeah, I
it's
know.
a broken record with me, but I just don't understand. It's the same thing with, like, I don't know, football and stuff. I just
Yeah.
don't get people, like, getting off on other people's accomplishments or getting off, at least, the, like,
Accomplishments? You mean just being born rich and royal?
well, I mean, look,
Congratulations, good job.
they sold this story of this shy little country girl being plucked from the farm.
She was still royalty.
I know, and then marrying the prince. They sold it as this fairy tale story,
Right, of course. That's
And-
why 750 million people watched it.
And they bought into it, and they bought all the little tchotchkes and the the commemorative books and
Tiny little spoons that had them on it. And
It's like, what the F, people, and especially
and-
royal lovers in America. You're traitors, people.
Yeah,
we fought
yeah.
a war against them, man. What are you doing, man?
I know. I can get the fascination with it because it is a weird, outdated like institution.
Well, there's a difference between fascination
Yeah.
and obsession.
But there are a lot of people obsessed with Lady Di.
So many people. Like, I remember going to friends' houses, and they would have, their mothers would have these framed pictures of Diana, or these framed, like, pictures of the wedding. Like, they were there, and it's like,
Yeah.
why do you care?
You weren't there.
You weren't. Oh man, it boggles my mind.
It's super weird. And all props to Diana Spencer, because she seemed like an amazing person.
Yeah.
And definitely got caught up in all this crap and
got
it
the
went
F out.
very bad.
Yes.
Yeah, it went very bad for her.
Well, she wasn't a fit, man. It's like,
Yeah.
look, I don't know. I watched The Crown. I don't know how how apt it was, how accurate it was, but from how they portrayed her, it just seemed like from the get she was just effed, because he
Yeah.
never loved her. He always loved
Camilla Parker
Parker Bowles.
Giant horse face Camilla Parker Bowles.
Oh, that's mean, but
that is mean. I'm
but
sorry.
apt. But it's true. It's like
But it
you
sucks for him that he couldn't, he had too much lust for power to give up his titles to be with her.
It's and titles and it's just
Yeah.
What you're imperialists. You're just born rich,
Yeah.
with horrible blood because you're all inbred. And it's and the little redhead kid. What, Harry, is that his name?
Harry, I think, yeah.
Harry and his horrible wife. They
Well, that's mean. Meghan Markle, is that who you're talking about?
yeah. I don't know if she's horrible. I just keep hearing
I don't
stories.
think she's horrible. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know any of these people. This is
They're
the thing.
awful.
They could all be amazing, great people, but I have no idea because they're not.
not.
They're perceived by the media. They don't live private lives.
Look, I get it. For the kids, it's unfair. Especially for Harry and the bald one. I forget his name.
Andrew, I think.
No, Andrew's the pervert.
Oh, you're right.
The Epstein
Billy
boy.
Bob. That's it.
I'm really glad that we
Joseph?
can't remember their names.
I don't know because I don't pay attention to
Harry
them.
and Whisper. Whispering. Yeah. Well, I know. Look, I feel bad for these kids. It's not their fault they were born into it. Their mother was killed. They have a horrible dad. You know.
Yeah.
And
Who's the king now?
yeah, we'll see. I mean,
he's the king now.
it's not going to be for very long, apparently. But
Well, then the one that we can't remember is going to become king.
Baldy Joe is going to be king. King Baldy Joe.
King Cormorant Baldy Joe.
But still, if I were Harry, just cut it. Just cut it. If you want to live in America and live a quote-unquote normal life, then shut the F up. Quit going on doing interviews. Quit putting yourself out there like, oh, I'm a poor little baby boy. It's not That's why I don't like Meghan Markle and him. It's because they complain all the time while they're whoring themselves out to media. Well, why are you paying so much attention to us while we force you to pay attention to us?
Yeah, well...
Anyway,
I don't pay attention to them. So
I know. Well, I feel like I'm forced to sometimes. You know, you can't get away from it.
Yeah. Well, August 1st, the first 24-hour music video channel, MTV, is launched and airs its first video killed the radio star by the Buggles.
Ooh, I'd say listen to our
episode that doesn't exist anymore.
One of the lost.
It was the
episodes.
very first episode we did was about MTV.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's lost to time.
It is lost with our good friend and guest Jana Weimer.
Yeah. In all music MTV channels, all music MTV channels were pulled off the air on January 1st, 2026.
Really?
The last video they played was Video Killed the Radio Star by the Buggles.
Ironic.
Yeah.
What killed it this time? Reality shows?
Nobody was watching it. I think they were just losing money.
It's so crazy, buddy. It is so crazy because when MTV started out, we were obsessed.
It was huge. It was a juggernaut. Yeah.
Every time we were hanging out as teenagers, it was always in the background.
Had it on, yeah. Always had it on.
You know, and Friday night videos, or
That's how I found out about Kurt Cobain killing himself.
Yeah.
MTV.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. Kurt Loder coming on.
Here. Kurt
I
Loder's
couldn't
in his
believe
80s now, dude.
I know.
In his 80s. Good Christ. Anyway, it's good that they did the old wraparound. It's sad that it's over. But
sad they're gone.
But there's still an MTV.
There's still
channel.
MTV. It's just not going to be all music.
It's just all reality shows and.
No, I mean there will still be some like music programs that'll have music videos, but it's just music videos just really aren't the thing anymore.
No, and plus it's not like it was where that was basically the only place you could get videos. And then weekends on networks they would have their video shows. So yes, it was a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
And the only place really. So and now you can
every single video is on YouTube and you can watch it anytime you want in anywhere.
Anywhere, any form.
Doesn't matter.
You can watch AI recreate it with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You can do whatever the F you want.
Please don't do that.
I already did, and I'm posting it right now.
August 5th, after only 1,300 air traffic controllers comply with his order to return to work, President Ronald Reagan fires the 11,345 controllers who had ignored the order and bans them from service in the U.S. federal government for life.
Well, if you're not going to do what I say, I'll ban you for life. Who am I again?
I think it was really shitty that he did this, but how metal is it to be like for life?
Yeah. No. People loved him. People loved his, and that's like, it just shows you how different things are then and now.
Yeah.
Because people were just more compliant and like, yeah, good job, Ronnie.
Yeah.
But today it'd be like, well, no.
No, what are you doing? Why are you harming almost 12,000 families?
Not only that, but it effed up flying for a while, too.
Yeah.
It wasn't, him swinging his little wang around would cause a ton of problems. It's just why you don't put a narcissist in charge of the country.
We did not learn that lesson.
We've
Jim.
never done it after that, Adam. It's never happened again. Shut your mouth.
August 7th, Heavy Metal is released in theaters.
Oh, yeah, man. You get your Plutonium Nyborg before you see it.
So Heavy Metal starts with the magazine Heavy Metal, first published in 1977.
It's so funny. I thought it was before that.
I know, I thought it was too, but it was not. Despite it essentially being a comic book, Heavy Metal was published in a magazine-style format and featured explicit nudity, sexual situations, and graphic violence.
Bum, bum, bum. Comics Code.
It was a licensed version of the French Metal Hurlant, or Hurlant, a magazine published in France since 1974.
Ooh, okay. Maybe I was reading the French version.
I honestly thought also that it was much older than that.
Yeah,
But it's not.
I didn't know it came from a French magazine either. I knew nothing.
The American licensing was suggested by National Lampoon contributor Tony Hendra. For most Americans, this was the first introduction to a bevy of European artists and comics, including Jean Giraud, also known as Moebius.
It totally makes sense that Lampoon would do that because they were doing the same thing but with comedy. They had, they had nudity, they had panels, they had National Lampoon was another magazine that I totally loved. That was kind of you graduate from Mad to Lampoon.
Right.
But you never get rid of Mad.
When you turn 6, you start reading National Lampoon.
Exactly. My mother forced me to.
As creator of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and purchaser of Heavy Metal in 1992, Kevin Eastman said of the magazine,
Heavy Metal published European art that had not been previously seen in the United States, as well as demonstrating an underground comic sensibility that nonetheless wasn't harsh or extreme as some of the underground comics, but definitely intended for an older readership. Cowabunga, dude!
yes.
He always ends that.
He does.
He even signs his
Cowabunga
correspondence
dude.
with Cowabunga dude.
Kevin
Mr.
Eastman. Yeah. Heavy Metal magazine gained a large and dedicated following, including George Lucas, Neil Gaiman, and Steven Lisberger.
Makes sense.
Another fan was Ivan Reitman, who agreed to a deal with Columbia Pictures to produce an anthology film based around Heavy Metal. Reitman hired Gerald Potterton to oversee directing the entirety of Heavy Metal.
Nice, Gerald Potterman.
Potterton was a very accomplished filmmaker, having been nominated 3 times for the Academy Award for Best Animated Short Film and winning a Peabody Award.
Nice, named after Mr. Peabody of
the cartoon.
Yeah.
Peabody and...
Quiet You.
Yeah, that one. I don't remember what it was called.
It was in the Fractured Fairy Tales.
Yeah, but it was something in Mr. Peabody.
Mr. Peabody and Simon or something.
Something like
that.
They
go on time travel adventures.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
Let's go. I'll show you what happened at the Battle of the Bulge.
Yeah, okay, great. Perfect for a 7-year-old. Yes.
Oh, my God. Is that a human arm?
Potterton was also part of the animating team that produced Yellow Submarine in 1968. In addition to his animation work, Potterton also directed live action, including one of the last shorts that Buster Keaton appeared in, The Railrodder, a Canadian travelogue that featured Keaton traveling over 4,000 miles in a railroad speeder, which is a tiny locomotive car that travels on train tracks.
That's insane. It's Mr. Peabody and Sherman.
Sherman, that's it.
Yes.
Yeah. The Railrodder was also Keaton's final silent film, as the film contains no dialogue and all sound effects are overdubbed.
Nice. Full circle.
He literally died the next year.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Of heartbreak?
Yeah, because he could no longer travel in his little tiny railroad car across Canada.
It's crazy that they made an old man do that.
It's
probably what killed him.
It was really funny.
I bet.
I think this is actually the Railroaders what won him the Peabody Award. Yeah.
And then it killed one of America's national treasures.
Yeah. Reitman hired Dan Goldberg and Len Blum to write the wraparound story for the anthology film. Goldberg and Blum both wrote Meatballs with Harold Ramis, which Reitman directed.
Yeah, well, not the greatest script. Actually, you know what? Meatballs, the first is pretty
fine.
good.
Yeah, the first one's okay.
Because it's all about Chris Makepeace and Bill and Murray being buddies.
It is.
And there is no weenier little boy than Chris Makepeace in Meatballs. He is such a little weenie.
He is.
I love him, though. He was great in My Bodyguard, too.
Oh, yeah, he's good.
Whatever happened to Chris Makepeace?
I don't know. We'll have to cover something that he's in.
Well, we're doing My Bodyguard.
Okay.
We're going to do a Chris Makepeace month.
Okay. Great. The trio would also write Stripes, which came out around the same time as Heavy Metal. Goldberg was eventually turned to producing, working on
Junior, Space Jam, Private Parts, Road Trip, Old School, Euro Trip, and the Hangover Trilogy.
Blum would continue to write, producing screenplays for
Private Parts, The Pink Panther, and Over the Hedge. I used to love that comic strip.
Over the Hedge. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then they made a movie with Bruce Willis playing the raccoon.
Yeah, that was the one. Yeah.
And Gary Shandling, right?
Yes.
His death was so sad.
It was.
He was such a nice man. Like,
Yeah.
when you hear people talk about him,
Yeah,
he was just the kindest man.
Amazing human being. Yeah. So the writers wanted to use Arzak, a tale told in the original Metal Hurland, written and drawn by Jean Giraud, aka Mobius. It is a dialogueless tale of a warrior and a flying bird getting into adventures. One of them literally is him just spying on somebody changing. It's weird.
Okay.
These
are all of these heavy metal artists, writers are just pent up little boys who
Yes.
didn't see enough boobies.
Yes. Which is funny. I started looking up a bunch of Mobius stuff because I love his art style.
Yeah.
And the very first thing that he had published was something like The Horny Man or something. It was literally a dude just spying on people, and then he had a huge giant erection. Like that was it the whole time. Yeah, it's very
Well,
weird.
that sounds like
You can
art.
find all of it in his collections, which is on the Internet Archive, so
Yeah.
you can actually just look at them if you want.
It's called Mobius. What gives me a boner?
It's super
Part
weird.
1.
Unfortunately, Jean Giraud steadfastly refused to license his characters from Arzak for the movie.
Smart.
So yeah, he just didn't want to be used. I think because eventually he did movies, but I mean, I think at this time he was like, no, I'm a purist, and
Well, he also, I think, wanted to retain control of
Yes,
his art.
that is, I think, a big part of it, yeah. To circumvent this, Goldberg and Bloom came up with Tarna and the Green Orb that is the sum of all evils.
Lochnar.
Yes, the Lochnar. While Potterton oversaw the entire production, several animation houses were used to expedite the creation of the film. So I'm just going to go through the segments because otherwise it would be very confusing.
Right.
Because some of them were directed by other people. So the intro was called Soft Landing and was written by Dan O'Bannon. It was taken directly from the pages of Heavy Metal. The name O'Bannon might sound familiar because he wrote the screenplay for Alien.
Oh.
Yeah. He also wrote the long...
Listen to our Alien show.
Yes, listen to our Alien show. He also wrote The Long Tomorrow, illustrated by Jean Giraud for Metal Hurland, released in 1976. It is heralded as changing the science fiction ethos, with Blade Runner being heavily inspired by it.
Oh, yeah.
It also did inspire the Harry Canyon segment, which we will talk about shortly.
Right.
This segment, Soft Landing, was directed by Jimmy T. Murakami and John Bruno.
This also very much inspired Elon Musk, who
Yes, it did.
ripped off this movie by putting one of his shitty cars in space with
He
a
just
fake...
shot it in space.
Yeah. Didn't it also have a fake little
It
astronaut
did
driving
have an
it?
astronaut in it, yeah.
He's clever.
He is. Murakami is best known for his animated adaptations of two Raymond Briggs books, When the Wind Blows and The Snowman. Do you remember When the Wind Blows? It was a British parody of getting ready for a nuclear holocaust.
Oh.
And it is. The animation's incredible, but they all die at the end. Spoiler.
I always get that confused with The Wind in the Willows.
Yeah, no, this was about nuclear proliferation and how everyone dies.
Not about anthropomorphic animals.
No.
Doing something that is, I don't know, kind of like us. Some allegory.
They start making nuclear bombs. Yes. Yeah. Bruno was a special effects artist, best known for his collaborations with James Cameron, including Terminator 2 Judgment Day, True Lies, Titanic, Avatar, and The Abyss, for which he won the Academy Award for Best Visual Effects.
Nice.
Also, total speed bump, but you know the last Avatar movie came out already?
Yeah. It also made a ton of money.
Did you know how no one's talking about it, and somehow it's already made over $1 billion?
Are you surprised? That's every Avatar movie.
I was fully expecting this one to tank, and granted, most of the money is overseas.
Yeah.
Like maybe $250 million is from America, but no one's talking about it. I don't see it on YouTube. I don't see it in any Reddit posts. No one's talking about it.
No.
I don't understand.
But that's how all of these movies are. They're the most popular movies ever made, and yet nobody ever speaks of them.
James Cameron said that if this movie didn't do well, he wouldn't make any more of them, so I was hoping it wouldn't do well.
Come on, James. Honestly.
It doesn't matter now.
Let's move away from all your franchises.
He's got two more he's got to do.
Why? Well, I guess because they make billions of dollars. I don't know, man. I'll watch it.
Anyway. Part of me was like, hey, on Tuesdays, it's cheaper to go to the theaters. Maybe I'll go see it.
It's like 5 hours long, isn't it?
No, it's not 5 hours long. It has 14 intermissions. It takes 3 days of your life. Yeah.
It does.
Yeah. So the next segment after Soft Landing and after the car lands is called Grimaldi, about an astronaut bringing home a gift to his daughter, starting our wraparound story.
No character ever seemed less like a Grimaldi than
I know,
that weird
I know.
little astronaut. And also, what kind of car was that could go through
go through the atmosphere and land?
land? And I also love that when it landed, it shot the parachute out after it landed.
Yeah, because it slowed down. It was just trying to slow down.
Well, would it need to slow down from falling out of orbit? I don't like the physics of it, Adam.
My God, it's almost like it's an animated fictional film. I don't know. I don't really know how it works. This segment was directed by Harold Whitaker, who helped animate Animal Farm in 1954.
Oh, nice.
Percy Rodriguez voiced Lochnar, the glowing green orb. Rodriguez is best known for providing the voiceover for the Jaws trailer and TV spots.
Jaws, coming this summer.
Yeah, that was him.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
Terror in the waters.
Pretty sure he did the trailer and TV spots for all of the Jaws movies.
Jaws 2. Jaws the Revenge.
He also voiced the opening narration for Captain EO.
Captain EO, hide your children.
He had a very long, prolific career, getting steady work in the 60s when most black actors were not.
Well, he had a great effing voice,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
His voice was just so commanding. I am the Lochnar.
Someone had quoted, they were like, there's no Jackie Robinson in Hollywood, but the closest we would get would be Percy Rodriguez, because he was just quietly working throughout the entire 60s and 70s.
Well, I know this is going to sound horrible.
Probably going to be very horrible when you preface it with that.
But he was doing voiceover work, and you can't tell somebody.
He wasn't just doing voiceover work.
No, I know, but his voiceover work.
He did a lot of TV. He did a lot of live action stuff.
In the 70s.
In the 60s.
Oh,
no,
okay.
in the 60s, yeah.
Good.
That's what the whole thing is, that he kept getting work. And it was like, hey, it's pretty. But I'm sure the voice helped a lot. But, like, he was a good actor.
He was a great actor, and it just sucks that we're talking about the 60s, and it was still kind of effed for. He and Bill Cosby, Bill Cosby was a pioneer in becoming.
But he turned out super well.
Look, Cosby is just the biggest heartbreak of.
Cosby drugged and slept his way to the top.
Oh, God. Jesus.
Don Franks voiced Grimaldi, the short-lived astronaut, who I just love. I always forget how quickly he's like, look at this. She's like, what is it? And he's like, I don't know. And then he picks it up and he's just gone.
Yeah, don't pick it up, people.
What are you doing? Franks was a Canadian actor that worked a lot, including providing the voice of Boba Fett in the ill-fated Star Wars holiday special.
Yeah, it was great. He was like, okay, I'm going to need you to come with me, Han Solo, because you're wanted, by the guy wearing the black cape, Forget his name. Big guy, Darth Invader, because he invades, I suppose. Anyway, come with me, or I'm going to blast you, and I got to get my loonies for the bounty.
Throw all the Canadian words in that you know.
Oh, you hungry? Want some back bacon or crullers?
Yeah, a little bit of what's the beer called?
Molson, eh?
Molson.
Get some Molsons. You got any smokes on you?
Smokes.
Got a couple of smokes, eh? Maybe we can be friends,
Franks voiced a ton of characters on Saturday morning cartoons, but also had a long stint on the Canadian TV show La Femme Nikita, appearing in 96 episodes between 1997 and 2001.
Was that the same one that aired in America?
I think so.
Okay.
It was technically a Canadian show, but I think it aired on USA.
Yeah. I just didn't know if they made multiple versions.
No, I'm pretty sure it was I'm pretty sure it was the same one.
It was also by Luc Besson.
Yeah, based off his movie. Yeah. The next segment after that, Harry Canyon, was based on The Long Tomorrow by Dan O'Bannon and Jean Giraud. It was written by Goldberg and Bloom, as again, Mobius wouldn't license his characters.
Oh, Mobius, you old rascal.
And the weird thing is that The Long Tomorrow is much more post-apocalyptic than what is shown in the Harry Canyon episode, which is set in 2031. And we have a long way to go in the next 5 years.
Well, I think we'll have all of the grief and all of the badness and all of the disjointed crap, but without flying cars.
And without the Twin Towers.
Yeah, without any sort of technology.
Yeah.
Well, they rebuilt the Twin Towers, and they put a bridge between it.
They did. The segment was directed by Pino van Lamsverde, who worked on Wait Till Your Father Gets Home, the first primetime animated sitcom to run for more than a single season since The Flintstones more than 10 years later, or 10 years earlier, and would be the only one until The Simpsons 17 years later.
I love that show. Did you ever watch that?
I think I watched a little bit of it. I think it's all on YouTube. I watched a little bit of it. It's
I just remember the dad kind of
Yeah.
sounded like this.
Yeah.
Oh, you wait till your father gets home. And then he gets home and he's like, oh, you kids. Oh,
Wait, so was the mother talking like that?
Yeah. Well, the
wait
one that
till
was-
your father gets home. Wait till your father gets home. She was a smoker. Wait till your father gets home, I swear to God.
As your son, I'm very confused because you both sound exactly alike.
Yeah, we both smoke Pall Malls.
Yeah, it was. They actually, the funny thing with Wait Till Your Father Gets Home, they actually tried to do the first episode as a pilot, like a live action pilot,
Yeah.
and it failed horribly.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, it was kind of Archie Bunker light.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't a racist or whatever, but he was kind of, the old school father with
Yeah,
the,
yeah.
young hippie kids or whatever you want to call them.
Right. Yeah, the young progressive kids. Yeah.
Oh, just a regular old dad navigating the perils of the early 70s. Oh, feminism. Ho, ho, ho.
Yeah. Richard Romanus was cast as Harry Canyon.
Yeah, Rich Romanus.
Romanus.
I'm Harry Cannon. Look, I got a cab and I got a bunch of guns, and I'll turn you into mist with my foot with my little foot button.
So many people melt in this segment.
Yeah,
So
I want
many-
one of those buttons.
Oh my god, that'd be great. Somebody gets in the back of your car, you don't like them?
No residue. And also, it's like, why didn't you just do it to the dude who told you not to do it? He would have,
Yeah, I'm not really sure why.
Harry Cannon.
Harry Canyon?
Canyon.
We talked about Richard Romanus in our last episode about wizards, so give that a listen for a full rundown on Richard Romanus.
Yeah, and that one I played kind of elf from New Jersey.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, where's my sword? I'm gonna get you with my sword.
Susan Roman was cast as Girl, the daughter of the scientist that finds Lochnar.
This shows you the amount of knowledge that these nerds have about women.
What can we call her? I don't know any women names.
Have you ever met a girl?
No,
Girl, that works.
That sounds good.
Do you know what women's bodies look like? No, but let's just make them completely out of
I'm
proportion.
pretty sure they got big boobs.
It's big floppy boobs. And we
And
have
then
no
they want to have sex with everybody the second they meet
Yes, we have no idea what private parts look like, so we'll just put a weird thing over them.
They all had like a weird. It wasn't even like a merkin. It was just.
them. No, that was her pubic hair.
I understand that, but it didn't look like.
Have you seen pubic hair before?
Yeah, Adam.
Have you seen pubic hair from 1979, 1980?
It didn't look
Looked
like
just
a
like
bikini
that.
bottom. Okay, maybe it did.
It was a big movement of not trimming.
It was one giant hair. Is that what it was? Just one big hair.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
genetics are
Never
different
in
now.
a million years did I ever think we'd be talking about pubic hair on this show.
Well, hey,
In fact, I'm pretty sure that's the only one that had pubic hair
No.
because they showed a couple others.
no, the woman at the end had gray pubes.
Oh, you're right. Sorry, I forgot about
Gray.
that.
Shit. Oh, I'm sorry. Gray pube, because it was one giant pube.
Not like they took the time to animate every single strand of hair.
I'm just saying, if they're that obsessive about the breasts and all the different nipple sizes and all of the bouncing jiggly jaggly, they probably had to, not get an X rating by, making.
Well, and actually, that's true. We'll talk about it more when we talk about the next segment. So Susan Roman was the girl, the daughter of the scientist that finds Lochnar and gets shot by the big, fat mafia guy.
Right.
Alien mafia guy who looks like he's melting.
Oh, yeah, gonna get you.
Yeah.
Give me that look, no.
Roman is mostly a voiceover artist, best known for her English dub of the anime Sailor Moon, playing Lita/Sailor Jupiter. She did appear in Rabid, the body horror film in 1977, written and directed by David Cronenberg.
Ooh,
She also voiced Officer Ann Lewis in RoboCop, the animated series.
nice.
I'm just here again to remind you that there was an animated kids show for RoboCop.
No, who cares? I mean, then they made RoboCop 3. It was a kids' movie anyway.
That's true. Harvey Atkin voiced an alien and a henchman. Atkin was best known for his roles as Morty Melnick in Meatballs, Sergeant Ronald Coleman in Cagney and Lacey, and for voicing King Koopa in the 3 Mario cartoon franchises, the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, The Adventures of Super Mario Bros. 3, and Super Mario World.
Yeah, I'm King Koopa. You're gonna come out. You're gonna do what I say.
I mean, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Proclamation from the king. Get Mario.
Which when did we talk about the Super Mario show?
When we did the Super Mario Brothers movie?
Oh, that's right. Before we did the Mario Brothers movie, yeah. God, I don't remember that. But yes,
It's like only a couple months ago.
It was only a couple months ago. Yeah, listen to our Mario Brothers episode for more about those cartoons.
Mario.
Mario.
I'm
Now it's all
Luigi
coming
Mario.
back. It's all coming back. John Candy voiced a desk sergeant and maybe another police officer. Not saying he definitely voiced another police officer, but I think the desk sergeant and that police officer might be the same guy.
I think there was like, I know what you're saying, but
You know
I
what
think
I mean?
there was a
Like-
second.
I think it was the second guy, but he sounded exactly the same.
Well, it's hard for Candy, he's no Eugene Levy when it
Well,
comes to
he was
voice work.
he was saving it up for the next segment.
Yes.
I mean, but
Well, but he also has a very distinct voice
He
that
does.
doesn't have
He
a lot of range.
Candy was a member of SCTV along with Harold Ramis, Joe Flaherty, and Eugene Levy, who also voiced a number of other characters in the movie.
If you want to know everything about John Candy, listen to our John Candy month.
Yes, and also listen to our SCTV episode.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
We're all over it.
We covered all that. Al Waxman was Rudnick, the mob boss who regrets getting what he wants, because again, much like the Grimaldi, oh, I got my shiny green orb. He picks it up and melts immediately.
Well, I mean, that's a good allegory for.
Can you imagine being one of his henchmen and being like, well, the boss just died, and he touched that thing. What are we going to do with this thing?
I don't know how we're gonna get paid.
Let's just leave.
Just walk
leave
out.
it here.
Whatever.
Yeah. Waxman was a Canadian actor and director of over 1,000 productions on radio, television, film, and stage. He's best known on American TV for playing Lieutenant Burt Samuels on Cagney and Lacey for 126 episodes.
Oh yeah, I'd take away my Canadian accent
He
for
was
that
yeah,
one.
he was the gruff but lovable head of their department or something.
Hey, I'm gruff but lovable. Hey, so you get out there and you catch criminals, or else I'm gonna say things to you that may not sound super nice, but they are kind of nice because they can't be mean to you because I'm Canadian, eh? Go earn your loonies.
He was also in a Canadian show called The King of Kensington, which ran for a really long time and was very beloved by Canada.
Was it like the King of Queens but Canadian?
I think it was before then.
So was the King of Queens
Based on
American?
King of Kensington, possibly. The sad thing is that, and I didn't include this for any of them because literally every single person that worked on this show, this movie, except for Eugene Levy, is dead.
Watch out, Levy.
But he apparently was having like a heart surgery and died unexpectedly in like 2001.
Oh, no.
And they actually, in Kensington Park, near where the show was set, they actually put a statue of him up.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, that's how much he was beloved.
well, that's nice.
Yeah. And he played a weird, melting fat alien in this movie. The next segment, Den, was based on the character created by Richard Corbin, who also wrote the segment. It was directed by Jack Stokes, who created the animated title sequence for the Beatles film Magical Mystery Tour. I always forget the Beatles had movies.
Oh my God!
Like,
dude.
that was just something that passed by me entirely.
Well, it started with Help, and then they
Yeah.
had all these weird animated movies.
Yeah.
We're in a yellow submarine.
Well, Yellow Submarine was the only fully animated one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then that's Jack Stokes went on to be the animation director for Yellow Submarine. Yeah, it's weird. They're just weird.
Watch out for the blue meanies.
Yes, essentially. John Candy has the lead as Den, the boy who becomes a hulking warrior.
God damn, he's so good in this.
He's so good, and it was really, honestly, I feel like for myself, the first time that I really, I knew it was John Candy, and I was
Yeah.
like, God, he's so good.
Yeah.
Because he just did the voice so well.
Especially as a kid. Well, I'm not going to walk around here with my dork hanging out.
Richard Corbin, who created the character, loved Candy's voice work as Den, thought it was spot on.
It was perfect. It was perfect. That whole segment is such, like, watching that as a kid, it hits so much differently because
Yeah.
it's full on wish fulfillment
Of
of
course.
You know?
go into another world and suddenly you're this huge Superman.
Yeah, chick magnet.
I keep holding my breath and I keep waiting to die, but no.
I like this new body.
The funny thing that you brought up the whole covering up his dork, because that was an inside joke, because the comic, both the lead characters were naked the entire time.
Oh.
And because for him, he was like, well, I've got this huge body. And apparently in the comic, most of his memories were gone.
Oh.
So he didn't remember shame, so he was just naked.
Oh.
And then for Catherine Wells, the girl that was with him, that he saves, she was apparently an 80-year-old that came from Victorian England. And so when she came into this world with this amazing body, she was like, I'm not covering this up.
Nice.
Like, whatever. But they put that segment in to make sure that, because if his dork was hanging out the whole time, it would have gotten an X rating.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So Jackie Burroughs played Catherine Wells, the other time in Space Traveling Earthling that goes to this weird world, whatever the hell it is. Burroughs did a lot of voiceover as well as live action. She was Canadian. She was best known for the mid-'80s TV series Anne of Green Gables and the early 90s TV series Road to Avonlea.
Oh.
Which I believe both of them aired on PBS here. They were Canadian shows. And I remember growing up, Road to Avonlea was this huge, like, if you watched it, you were super special.
Oh, okay. Yeah. She was also in Willard in 2003 with, what's his name?
With who?
With, what's his name? Christian? No.
You almost had it.
Wolfgang Christian Bindetors.
Bindehorse?
Bindetors.
Oh, Bindehorse.
Bindetors.
Right.
No, it's
Crispin Glover.
Crispin Glover!
Yes, she was in Willard, yes. She's actually, I take it back, I believe she's still alive.
let's see.
Martin Lavut was cast as Ard, the effete revolutionary who wants the Lochnar.
She died in
She
2010.
died. Okay, well, never mind then. I'm just not going to talk about it anymore because I'm pretty sure they're all dead.
Okay.
There is a couple others that I think are still alive, but
She was born in 39.
a lot of them are very dead.
Yeah.
My Ard was probably one of my favorite characters in the movie, especially just because of the fight he has with the Queen at the end.
Oh, yeah.
This is my Lochnar. You can't have it. It's my Lochnar. But I want it. It's mine. It's like, it was just so spot on for like that. Like, it's like, who's following him?
Yeah.
Like, I don't,
Well, good allegory for the royal family.
Yeah, essentially.
Let's bring it back.
Lavut was apparently a Canadian filmmaker who wrote and directed numerous theatrical and television dramas and a ton of documentary films.
This whole movie's like Canadian, eh?
Yeah, it was, well, yeah.
Everybody in it, eh? And everybody making it, eh? Look,
yeah.
I only make fun of Canada because I'm so jealous. The funniest people come from
How
Canada.
amazing they all are.
Well, it's because they have health care.
Most
when
of
you
them,
don't have to worry
yeah.
about your health care, you can be a lot funnier.
That's true. That is true. Marilyn Lightstone was cast as the Queen, who really wants Den to please her.
Really like her name.
Marilyn Lightstone.
Marilyn Lightstone. She is a Canadian actor, also mostly known for Anne of Green Gables and Road to Avonlea.
Oh, Anne of Green Gables, hey, that's a big one. That's a big one for Canada.
She also voiced one of the prostitutes in Harry Canyon. I think she was the main one that kept making fun of him.
Nice.
Yeah.
Harry.
Yeah, that one. Austin Schellenberg was cast as Norrell, the monkey man who speaks pretty good English.
That's funny.
Schellenberg is best known for appearing in the first 3 Free Willy movies.
Oh.
Yes.
Your favorite trilogy.
Technically quadrology.
Well, you don't count the fourth one.
No, I don't even know if
In the
there's I
original
think there's a
trilogy.
4th one. I don't remember.
I think there was a animated. Wasn't there an animated show?
I think there was a Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so stupid because he kept freeing Willie, and then they kept capturing him and bringing him back every week, and he'd free Willie, and then they'd capture him and bring him back. It was a very redundant series.
Yeah. August Schellenberg also appeared in Tremors 4: The Legend Begins.
Ooh, they're bringing back Tremors.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. Is
Kevin
Bacon
Bacon.
coming back? Bacon's coming back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about the bacon.
I'm sure he's like, whatever. Okay. The next segment, Captain Stern, was based on the character created by Bernie Wrightson, who also wrote the segment.
Yeah, the character of Zach Brannigan is very much based on...
I want to see more of Captain Stern because
Yeah.
some of the things that they claimed he did were hysterical.
Ooh, it's that thing, whatever he did with the
preschool
orphanage.
drug ring, and he sold drugs to the orphanage as a nun. No,
Just
sorry.
a nun and sold drugs to the preschoolers.
I think it was a preschool prostitution ring,
He's a
actually.
bad hombre.
He's a bad man. Bernie Wrightson also co-created Swamp Thing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Captain Stern was directed by Paul Sabella, who would go on to produce over 75 animated TV series, as well as direct All Dogs Go to Heaven 2.
Oh, the best of the dogs movies.
Yeah, better than the previous one.
Yeah, because they're already in heaven.
Yeah. It also was directed by Julian Harris, who would go on to supervise a ton of animated content.
Okay.
Roger Bumpass was cast as Hanover Fist, who shows his true colors when he picks up the tiny Lochnar.
Roger Bumpass was so good. And the look of this cartoon with the exaggerated chins.
Oh, yeah, and the nose and the yeah.
That animated style was it was kind of like a mix of Mad Magazine.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
what's his name? Don Martin. Don Martin.
Don Martin.
Yes. He was so amazing, Don Martin. Anyway.
This was by far the most, like, cartoonish of all the pieces, but it was great. It worked so well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was just like, I've got an angle. What did he keep saying?
Yeah, because don't worry, Charlie, I've got an angle.
Don't worry, Charlie, I've got an angle.
Yeah, it's so good. So Bumpass is best known for voicing, and I'm probably saying his name wrong, and I apologize to Roger. Bumpass is best known for voicing Squidward in SpongeBob SquarePants, winning a Daytime Emmy in 2012.
Oh.
So far, he has voiced the character in 313 episodes, along with all appearances with Squidward in every single piece of media they've ever done.
Well, so there's another one who's not dead.
Yeah, he's still alive.
All right.
Bumpass is still alive.
Oh, Raji Bumps.
Also, I do want to point out, since it was just Christmas, that I did watch A Christmas Story, and they do talk about the Bumpass's dogs, and I think it's supposed to be spelled this way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I think it is Bumpass, not Bumpass.
Well, of course it's not bump ass, and even if it was, he wouldn't pronounce it that way.
I don't know, man.
It's like Fuchs. John Fuchs.
Yes,
They
Fuchs.
pronounce it Fuchs.
It's just Fuchs. Joe Flaherty was Charlie, Stern's lawyer.
Oh, I love him.
His name might not actually be Charlie, because I think Captain Stern just called him that.
Hey, Charlie.
Flaherty won 2 Primetime Emmy Awards for his writing on SCTV. He also delivered the 70-year-old letter to Marty McFly in Back to the Future Part 2.
El Guy Caballero.
On SCTV. He was so goddamn good. And he was the one live action segment on the Ed Grimley show where they did the vampire thing.
Yeah,
It was basically like chiller theater,
Right.
But he always, it was just, he didn't click with the kids. Something always went
It was
wrong.
always weird, yeah.
It was hilarious. He was so good.
He was so good.
Such an and I know I use that word a lot, but it truly fits here. He was such an underrated genius. The guy, his writing, I mean, you look at SCTV and the writing on that was so superior to Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
As much as I love Saturday Night Live, it's just that they were on a different level.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree. Joe Flaherty made everything better he was in.
Yes.
And he showed up in a lot of stuff.
He was just kind of there. He would show up, do something funny, and then in and out, baby.
Yeah. Douglas Kenny was cast as a Regolian who first calls for Hanover Fist when he says, I got an angle. And then there's like, calling Hanover Fist.
Relax, Charlie. I've got an angle.
I had to literally rewatch this because I couldn't figure out where Regolian was. But Kenny co-founded National Lampoon, which led to the creation of Heavy Metal Magazine.
Yeah, no, there's a pretty fun movie on Netflix about the origins of National Lampoon. And I think that, what's the guy from Last Man on Earth? Will Forte. I think Will Forte might play him.
Oh, really?
And he's way older than he was. And they kind of make a joke about that the actor is way older. Because he was only in his 20s, I think.
Yeah, Douglas Kenny, unfortunately, he was really good friends with Chevy Chase, and he's the one. We've talked about him before. He's the one that died when he was like 24 or something.
So young. Yeah, and he was a genius, man.
Yeah.
I mean, there would be no Saturday Night Live without him.
Yeah.
National Lampoon, so many folks from Saturday Night Live are alums from that, writers, and, it's a shame. That guy just was a juggernaut, and he left us way too soon. He's one of those guys that had so much more comedy and stuff that we missed out on because he died at such an early age.
Yeah. Eugene Levy was cast as Captain Lincoln F. Stern, who is a bad man.
He's a bad man.
Levy is a veteran of SCTV. He's had a long career, including the American Pie movies and his new travel show, The Reluctant Traveler.
Not to mention Schitt's Creek.
Schitt's Creek.
With his
there's
son.
a ton of stuff. He's
He's finally getting to... Schitt's Creek was so great because he's playing a normal person.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I said.
Well, normal.
Well, look, not a crazy Jew-froed,
No.
cross-eyed weirdo.
I know, but he's still a rich, out-of-touch weirdo.
Of course, but he gets to play like a human being rather than a caricature, which he was always great at.
Yeah.
Always great and always funny, but he always just, he played the buffoon so much.
Well, but that's why I loved him in the American Pie movies, because he
Yes.
was so down to earth and trying so hard to connect with his kids.
Yes.
When he was just that out of touch old man.
We'll tell your mother we ate the pie.
Fantastic. John Vernon was cast as the prosecutor, which that's not true. He was cast as the prosecutor, the guy who's the deep voice.
Was he a judge?
No, the prosecutor. The guy
yes, sorry.
Who lists off all the charges.
Drunk, fat, and stupid is no way to go through life, boy.
Vernon was a character actor best known for playing Dean Wormer in Animal House,
That's my quotes.
the mayor in Dirty Harry, and Fletcher in The Outlaw Josie Wales.
He was such a great actor. He was so funny in Animal House. He was so good as Dean Wormer. I mean, he literally created the shitty Dean character that has been in every movie since.
The stereotype is because of him.
Yeah. Put it on him. He was always such a great actor. He was also great in The Outlaw.
Josie Wales. Yeah, I had that voice, too.
God, that voice is so amazing.
Such a great voice.
And a really versatile actor. He would always show up as like cops or mayors or
Yeah.
or
Authority
judges, some
figures,
sort of authority figure. I think he was in.
What's that voice, man?
He was also in like one of the Dirty Harry movies too. I think.
Yeah, he was the mayor.
He's
in
the
Dirty
mayor.
Harry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said that.
Oh, I'm an idiot.
Yeah, he was the mayor. Yeah, he was just one of those guys that every time he showed up, he would always make everything better and was amazing.
Didn't like Dirty Harry. Harry, you get out there. Swell.
Originally, there was a connector segment between Captain CERN and B-17 called Neverwhere Land, set to Pink Floyd's Time, that showed Lochnar landing in a body of water, causing the rise of the Industrial Age and eventual World War. Unfortunately, it was cut for time.
Is it on the DVD?
It is. I watched it yesterday, and it's interesting. It's all just like the storyboards and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like it's not, but it's interesting
animatics.
because it's essentially animatics. But essentially, it's it lands in, and some fish eats it, and then another fish eats him, and they just get more and more violent, and then eventually, it's just a lot of murder and rape, and then it leads right into B-17.
I'm pretty sure I know where the Lochnar is right now. It's in the White House.
Was it not that thing that he was touching in Saudi Arabia?
Yes, I'm pretty sure that's
Oh my
what
God,
it
it's the
was.
Lochnar! The next segment to B-17 was written by Dan O'Bannon and directed by Barry Nelson.
It's kind of the most straightforward of the bunch.
It is. I mean, the plot is very simple.
Yeah.
They all die, and then the Lochnar hits the plane, and then they all come back.
But it's such amazing animation. The animation,
so good.
I think it's the most impressive animation
yeah.
in the series.
This is why it's probably my favorite, because the animation was so good.
Yeah.
I mean, even to the point, my favorite shot is when the navigator or whatever gets shot, and he obviously got shot 4 or 5 times through the torso, because you see it in the back of the chair, but he grabs his arm that got shot because it's the thing you see, and he's just like, oh, it hurts. I'm dead.
When he falls on his guts.
Yeah. It was gross.
Very gross.
Yeah. But it's those little things. That's what makes it so good.
Oh, yeah.
Nelson was best known for directing the short film Propaganda Message for the National Film Board of Canada. They asked him to do essentially like not like a national thing, and he came up with this propaganda message, which essentially he was parodying the fact that he was doing this. Like, come to Canada.
Hey, look, Canada's pretty great, We got good health care, and weather gets kind of cold here, but that means snuggling.
Yeah, that's true.
We're good snugglers here in Canada, eh? Come spend your loonies. Give us some of your loonies so we can keep being a great country, eh? Super nice.
He also later made the short film 10, The Magic Number, about the adoption of the metric system in Canada.
Nice! That makes me think of 3 is the magic number. From Saturday morning cartoons.
I don't remember that.
Don't you remember? 3 is the magic number.
I remember 1 being the loneliest number.
Well, it is. But 3 is a magic number. And I don't know if that was like Sesame Street or the cartoons or whatever.
I don't know. If you look closely during B-17, after the pilot escapes and parachutes to the island, you can see Amelia Earhart's crashed plane.
Ooh, mystery solved.
That's what happened to her.
Yeah, she turned into a ghoul.
A ghoul and ate the pilot. The next segment, So Beautiful and So Dangerous, was written by Angus McKee based on his original comic.
Angus McKee.
Angus McKee. McKee was one of the first comic artists to use computer-generated imagery.
Sell out.
And, well, I mean, he combined the two. I think it was all in comics, so I mean, it was, it was directed by John Hollis, who founded the company that would produce Animal Farm in 1954.
A lot of Animal Farm people on this movie.
His company also, like the wraparound segments, and I think 5 of the segments his company actually animated, so that's why a lot of them look the same.
Right.
Yeah. Roger Bumpus was Dr. Anrak, a secret android who just can't handle himself with busty women.
Pretty.
It's just the sudden turn is just so weird. John Candy was the robot who convinces Gloria, the busty woman, to marry him.
Come on, why don't you marry me?
Just the whole. I love the way it jumps around because he just hounded her for like 5 days.
Fine, I'll marry you, you weird little robot with weird ears.
Eugene Levy was Edsel, one of the aliens who loves Plutonium Nyborg.
Yes, send me some of that Nyborg, man.
He also didn't sound anything like him.
No, again, versatile.
Very much so, more so than because I recognize everybody's voice, but I could never recognize his.
Alice Playton was cast as Gloria, who unknowingly wears Lochnar necklace. Playton was known for her childlike voice, but did voiceover as well as live-action films and TV shows.
Yeah, she kind of has this kind of voice. Why are you going to do that to me?
Yeah, it's kind of that Betty Boopish kind of like, yeah. She also appeared in National Lampoon's Disco Beaver from Outer Space during the early days of HBO, released in 1979.
God, such a classic.
It was one of the very first things that HBO produced.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it one of the first National Lampoon movies?
Disco Beaver from... No.
Well, there was Animal House in 78,
Animal House was right before that, yeah. But this was HBO contacted them and said, we want something original, and so they did Disco Beaver from Outer Space.
I kind of want to see it.
I'm sure we can probably find it. I don't think it's on HBO Max or anything, but you can probably find it on YouTube.
I'll look for it.
Harold Ramis was Zeke, who snorted the Plutonium Nyborg with Edsel.
We only got one bag of Nyborg, man. Just go for broke, man.
Yeah, just use all of it, man. Ramis was also an SCTV alum, writing and performing.
That segment was so pointless, but it was so funny.
It had no plot.
No, it was just basically a bridge to get to one place to another. But the Nyborg scene, it's one of the things that stick out the most to me.
Right.
With them taking out the machine that you'd like chalk a soccer field with.
Yeah.
And just making these crazy lines.
It's also they're very cartoony.
Yes.
Which is in contrast to the fact that the ship was, I'm pretty sure that the ship was like more of a cutout than, because that's the thing I remember the most was it flying around, like avoiding the, other.
It looked very Terry Gilliam.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. It did. Yeah, which also, that's the same segment that has the USS Enterprise comes flying by.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
When they're, on the Nyborg, man.
And it's also one of my favorite jokes when they're just like, oh, I can totally pilot this, man, don't worry. And then it's this giant hole, and he still scrapes the side.
No, man, I can fly high. It's just knowing your perception, man.
It's so good. The next segment, Tarna, would tie everything together, including the wraparound story. Oh my god, the way the bird screamed in pain is frightening.
That's one of the things I remember the most. Was that stupid sound. Yeah, and as it getting all chopped. But did it die?
It did.
It died.
It died, yeah. Because he got shot in the neck. And
right. But it flew away still. Remember, it had all the chunks out of it, and it still was able to...
No, he fought. I mean, he... Oh, no, he did.
He flew her out of
there. We just watched this.
I know.
He did. Maybe he did fly her away. But I'm pretty sure... Yeah, because you thought he was dead, and then he ends up chomping the leg of the guy. Yeah. You're right. Tarna was created in Montreal by 11 designers, 30 animators, and 54 assistants under the direction of John Bruno. Maver Moore was cast as the Elder, who calls for the Terrakian to save them. Gets decapitated.
Ugh.
Moore is most well known for playing Nero Wolfe in a CBC radio production in 1982.
Ooh, the detective.
Yeah. Cedric Smith was cast as the bartender, who is shocked when a half-naked woman walks into his bar and murders 3 of his patrons.
Yeah, that was very Star Warsy.
It was. Smith voiced Professor X in X-Men the Animated Series.
I'm Professor X in the animated series.
Vlasta Vrana was cast as the barbarian leader. Vrana had as a mix of voice and live-action roles over the years. He made his live-action debut in David Cronenberg's Shivers in 1975.
Oh, that's such a great movie. Everybody's like, oh, you're giving me the shivers. Quit giving me the shivers. It's like a person walking around giving everybody the shivers. Oh, I got the shivers.
It's
You're
so cold
weird.
in here. It's so cold.
Give me a shawl. I got the shivers. Oh, we're out of shawls. Everybody's going to die from shivers.
He's also done voice work in the Assassin's Creed and Splinter Cell game series.
Nice.
He's also the only actor to appear in Heavy Metal 2000 that was in Heavy Metal.
Oh, is he still alive?
I think he is, actually.
Vlasta Vrana?
Yeah.
He's still alive.
Yay! This was the segment that was based on Arzak. That it's so funny. If you look up Arzak, it's just a dude rather than a woman writing. It's the exact same flying bird.
Oh, so this is like Mobius's?
Yeah, but it's not his because
Right.
he wouldn't give his stuff out, but apparently just never sued because it was essentially like all the stuff with all the pipes and things.
Yeah.
Like Mobius was obsessed with backgrounds.
Yeah.
Like he didn't want a blank background, which is why he always drew the most detailed crap.
Right.
And it's great. Especially in a comic, it looks great. But they had to animate her flying around this giant city, abandoned city, and then all these pipes and like all this stuff. And
Well, it made it more interesting.
yeah. So the movie was made for $9 million over 3 years.
Oh man, because you had to do it all by hand. There's no
Yeah.
computer animating by then.
No.
Back
There
then.
was only one CGI shot in the movie, and I think it was actually during the Nyborg. I think the ship might have been computer animated.
I thought it was what they were looking at, like the Aurora Borealis thing happening.
And then maybe that's
It
true.
seemed kind of more computery, but maybe
I don't know. I don't remember. Should have written it down.
Yeah, well,
Reviews were mixed. Oh, sorry. It would end up making over $20 million in the box office.
not too shabby.
Yeah, reviews were mixed, but most critics appearing to not really understand the appeal. Janet Maslin, the New York Times, wrote that
For anyone who doesn't think an hour and a half is a long time to spend with a comic book, Heavy Metal is impressive.
and noted that the film
Was scored very well with music much less ear-splitting than the title would suggest.
the film was scored by Elmer Bernstein.
Yeah, it was very.
It was very Elmer Bernstein.
Yeah, I mean, the contrast between the, rock and roll.
The heavy metal. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say Brian. Not a lot of it was heavy metal. I don't want to say Devo's heavy metal or
Yeah, but I mean, heavy metal was in it.
what's her name? Stevie Nicks isn't very metal.
Okay.
Or Journey.
No.
They should have just called it hard rock.
Yeah.
Called it yacht rock.
But Elmer Bernstein actually was scoring this and Stripes at the same time.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, but he did, and actually the Tarna, I don't remember what movie it was, but the Tarna theme was from a movie he had scored before. They ended up not using the theme, so he just used it.
It was really good.
Yeah.
The Stripes, like
Yeah. Stripes is- Gene Siskel of the Chicago Tribune gave the film 3 stars, writing that it
Isn't intended for close scrutiny on a literal level. The film clearly is intended as a trip. And on that level, it works very nicely.
But he also criticized the film as
Blatantly sexist.
and for having
Wildly romanticized.
violence.
Well,
Here's the thing. And I was going to talk about this earlier, but I remember when watching it, I was like, wow. Like when I was like 10, or 11 or whatever, being like, this is really violent. And watching it again, it's really not that bad.
no, so much. Like, look, we've talked about this before. Violence, CGI violence has come a long way.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we're watching people explode into mist, body parts get shot off. I mean, between video games and movies,
Yeah.
the gore technology has become amazing. It is pretty violent. There's a lot of violent gross stuff.
Yeah.
But I will say this about the sexist thing. Yeah, there's like a 13-year-old's version of women with their big boobs and
Yeah.
all that. But all of the women in this movie are strong warriors.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple of damsels in distress, but even like the hairy
Harry Canyon.
the Harry Canyon
Girl.
girl, she ends up being a double crosser. You know what I mean?
She's trying to scheme, and
Yeah.
she's smart.
I wouldn't say even the girl from the Nyborg, man. She's
because she argues with him. Like
interesting.
she's like, I got to go home to my mom, and he's like, you're not going to do that.
Well, I just think that if you look at if you watch this movie without sound,
yeah,
then yes.
Yeah.
But I think that, strangely enough, the women characters are more developed than some of the men characters.
I would agree.
And they're badasses. It's just, these guys have this idealized version of these Amazon women.
Yeah.
Their fantasy. Yeah. And that's what you get with these guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're not George Clooney. They don't know a lot about women.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we can blame it all on Frank Frazetta.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, bastard.
A sequel, Heavy Metal 2000, was released in 2000.
Clever.
It was direct to video and did not sit well with critics.
Such a disappointment, baby. We were looking forward to a sequel for this forever.
Yeah, it was. I remember when they announced it, and it was like they were going to call it FAKK2 or something, and I was like, "What is that?"
Yeah.
Like, it made no sense. It was something with the story at the time. And I was like, okay, this doesn't make sense. The problem was that it wasn't an anthology film. It was just based on one graphic novel.
Yes.
Written by Kevin Eastman, of course. It starred Julie Strain, who voiced the main character and was also the inspiration for the look of the character. Michael Ironside and Billy Idol co-star.
Yeah, great voice actors. all three. Look, Julie Strain, she was this kind of big lady model. She was kind of the personification of a lot of this fantasy that these people put together. Not a particularly very good actor. No. Not a particularly very intriguing person. Didn't have much of a career except for like B movies and stuff.
Yeah.
But I get it. It's just they shouldn't have had her voice the character.
It's funny. I don't think I've ever seen it. I don't think I've ever watched it.
I know I have. It's so forgettable that the only thing that I did remember about it was Julie Strain.
Right. In March 2008, Variety reported that Paramount Pictures was set to make another animated film with David Fincher
spearheading the project.
Kevin Easton was to direct a segment, as would Tim Miller, hot director at the time.
Ooh.
You remember Tim Miller?
No.
I don't know what he does now. He directed a couple of the Fantastic Four movies.
Oh, the bad ones?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. In June 2009, Eastman said that Fincher and James Cameron were going to be co-executive producers on the film, with Cameron directing one segment.
Amazing.
Yeah. Unfortunately, production was stalled as no studio was willing to fund the project, and Paramount Pictures thought a reboot of this film was
too risque for mainstream audiences.
This is where we've gone in 29 years. It went from, this is released in the theater, to the studio execs going, I don't know.
Well, look, don't get me started on Paramount. By the way, they're assholes, and
I know.
Look, there is definitely a market for this, as you're about to say.
In July 2011, filmmaker Robert Rodriguez announced at San Diego Comic-Con that he had purchased the film rights to Heavy Metal and planned to develop a new animated film at the new Quick Draw Studios.
I like him, but it's just, I don't know.
He has good ideas. And I like him heading up projects.
Yeah, but not directing them.
Yeah, it's not. He can be hit and miss with directing.
Well, I really liked Dusk Till Dawn, the first one. I thought that was really fun.
And I'm going to be honest, the first Spy Kids movie is really fun.
Yes. No, the Spy Kids movies are really fun and very clever and extremely imaginative.
Yeah. Very creative.
Yes. 100%. It's just his, like, Predator movie. There's just a lot of...
Predators.
Yes. That was the one with all the serial killers and stuff. That
they dropped him into onto another planet or whatever.
Like you said, very clever idea.
Clever idea, but just
horrible execution.
Not executed well. On March 11th.
Although I just want to say, Rodriguez, super duper props for what's that other anime? Sin City. Sin City.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I mean, look, again, he does some great work.
Yeah. I take it back. Rodriguez.
He does some great work.
Yeah.
He has more hits than misses.
Yes. And look, he is a guy who loves movies. He's kind of the more relaxed Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah. Well, and he loves movies. He the Quick Draw Studios, he's like, well, I want to get into animation. Yeah. So he took his money and created an animation studio.
Yeah, I take it back. Like, he's a good dude. I don't know if he's a good dude, but
he wanted to take that independent spirit that he had and help other people make movies they want to make.
And he really did
Yeah.
I mean, Sin City was groundbreaking. People weren't doing all green screen movies before that.
Right.
The technology that he created through that, that's how you get all the Star Wars series and
yeah.
everything.
It's true.
You don't need sets anymore. I blame you!
On March 11th, 2014, with the formation of his own television network, El Rey, Rodriguez considered switching gears and bringing it to TV.
All right.
That's another thing. He created a whole TV network because he was like, I feel this is underrepresented. So it was all aimed towards a Hispanic audience.
Yeah.
It was... Yeah.
Like Mexican Americans.
Yeah.
It was very... Because it was accessible to everybody. But look, that's great. And there was some really interesting programming on El Rey. I watched it.
Yeah. On March 15th, 2019, the reboot was released on Netflix as an original property titled Love, Death, and Robots. It has had 45 episodes over 4 seasons, and the animation is incredible on that show.
Oh, yeah.
Stories are good.
Yeah.
And it has provided essentially what Heavy Metal, the original magazine, provided for comics, which is young and up-and-coming animators to have an outlet for their stories.
Yeah, look, that and the First Level, was that the name of it?
Yeah, that one on Prime.
Yeah. These anthology series are the grandchildren of heavy metal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And, they're a lot more polished. They're a lot more slick.
Yeah.
But heavy metal tells good stories. And that was the thing about the magazine, too, is yes, there was boobs and there was violence and there was nudity, but all of that was in service of really fun, interesting, edgy stories.
Yeah, it was being able to experiment with your storytelling.
Yeah.
And that was amazing.
It was, like I keep saying, it was comics growing up with us.
Yeah.
It was comic fans and people that loved comics getting older and deciding to make their own comics for the people that had grown up and grown out of Richie Rich and Spider-Man and, all of the other stuff. And there's a definite need for that. Underground and adult comics, I loved them as a kid. There was like Yojimbo, there was the Freak Brothers, Fabulous Freak Brothers. There was heavy metal. National Lampoon had a lot of not necessarily. They had like comics and stuff, but they also had like live action comics.
Right.
There's like pictures of people that was basically
panels. Yeah.
Yeah, panels. Thank you. But it was very important to have that stuff grow up with us.
Right.
To give us permission to keep enjoying that.
Right.
Which I think kind of kept our generation young.
Yeah.
Because we still play video games, we still read comics, we still watch animation, we still do all the stuff that our fathers were like, oh, I'm a man now, I don't need all that
right.
baby garbage.
I'm going to drink a beer and watch The Love Boat.
Yeah, well, and a lot of those guys smoked a lot of cigs, drank a lot of booze, and weren't very happy. Maybe if they had, Little Lulu or whatever comic that they grew up with, with them, Hugo and Lulu, wasn't that it? Dagwood. Blondie, yes. Yeah. I was thinking of the sandwich because I'm hungry.
It's funny because there was a comic book magazine that I found when I was like 11 or 12. That would not have been published if it wasn't for heavy metal.
Oh, yeah.
But I think it was called Monsters Unlimited or Monsters something. I still have the first 2 issues.
Oh, nice.
They're sitting in the closet. But it was the first time, because I never read heavy metal. It was never available where I could go. But this was available at the comic book store. And I was like, the art looked amazing. And it was very adult stories told about monsters, like werewolves, vampires, whatever. But it was the first time I was like, okay, comics can be more than this.
Right.
And it was amazing. And I have to thank heavy metal for that.
Oh,
and I would love to go back and find all the old heavy metal magazines. They only did monthly for a few years, and then they started going every
it was quarterly.
3 months. Yeah, quarterly.
Yeah.
It actually was published up until 2023, and then it tanked, unfortunately.
Well, everything.
But it's being published again.
Well, good.
It was gone for about a year, and then it got picked up by somebody else, and then it's being published again.
I forget because I'm old, but when I was young, man, I always had a pen and a pad, and I was always drawing
Oh, yeah.
Drawing. And I would make my own Mad Magazine parodies. I would, take the thing, fold it over, make a
Oh,
book.
yeah.
And then I would do Raiders of the Lost Art, or I would do Magnum PU, or,
Right.
And it was all definite ripoffs.
Yeah.
But I always drew, and I loved drawing. And, up until college, I made a big caricature of all of our friends, and I drew them all in this big thing, and we had it up in our apartment, and everybody could recognize themselves.
Nice.
It was just something that I loved doing, and I miss it. I need to draw more.
You should.
The only times I really draw are for Christmas. I draw on everybody's cards.
You do. And birthdays.
And birthdays, and I
Yeah.
doodle. But, even my mom is like, you should do a comic strip.
If I had realized, I would have gotten you more art stuff for Christmas.
Art supplies. But it's something that I've always loved, and I've the two things that I miss most about not getting a newspaper are the comics and the crosswords. From a very, very early age, I have always loved comics and animation, and I remember getting the Charles Schultz Peanuts books. And if you get the early ones, when the characters are very different.
Right.
It is deep, man.
Yeah.
There is a lot of deep shit going on with these kids.
Right.
A lot of philosophical thinking, and it was very deceptively edgy.
Yeah.
For the time. Charles Schultz and Norman Rockwell are the two most misunderstood.
Oh, yeah.
Heroes, because they were both very progressive. They were
Right.
both extremely vocal in their work about, whether it was Charles Schultz introducing Franklin and basically saying F you to anybody who doesn't, don't carry the strip. I don't care.
Yeah.
Or Norman Rockwell doing all of these incredible paintings about the civil rights movement that are just, there's just one of, all these people standing in line and this little girl and so many iconic works, and I think today you're not getting what you used to get, because the comics back in the day, there was, Beetle Bailey and all these kind of goofy comics that were fun or whatever, but there's also stuff that was challenging.
I know.
And animation that was challenging. I just really miss the variety and the accessibility of those kinds of things. It was something that was delivered to your house every day, or you go to the comic book shop and then you can get next to Superman and Spider-Man. Then there's heavy metal, and then
Tuesdays, man, that was my comic book day.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was the favorite day of the week.
Yeah, and then that graduated into Best Buy Tuesdays,
into movies, DVDs, and
DVDs, video games,
spending a small fortune. Yeah,
but watching this again, and this month in general, these are all things that were a part of my life as a kid. I think heavy metal, the Lord of the Rings, the Bakshi Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
These were movies that I saw thousands of times.
Right.
Could not get enough of them. The Hobbit animated movie I thought was amazing. And we get, I think in terms of movies and TV, there's still a lot of really good animation. I don't think it's the mainstream stuff. I just saw this animated movie called Robot Dreams.
Okay.
I believe it's from Spain. It was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Animated Picture.
Yeah.
Not a single line of dialogue
Nice.
in this movie. And it is about an anthropomorphic dog who's lonely and orders a robot, puts it together, and they become friends. But it's what happens after that is such a treatise on love and loss and what happens when you think you've lost somebody and somebody's new in your life.
Right.
And then how do you, everything that you think would have happened in that movie didn't.
Oh, okay.
And it was so poignant and so watchable. Very, kiddie-looking cartoon style.
Sure.
But very deep style. That's what I love, man.
Yeah.
The animation doesn't have to be perfect. The animation doesn't have to be groundbreaking if the story is.
Right.
And if the characters are intriguing. Because, look, a lot of the animation in heavy metal some of it's a little static and it's
Yeah.
not, moving around a ton, but some of it is just really gripping and crazy. And
Yeah.
I think it was the discovery of that kind of stuff and the surprise of that kind of stuff that we just don't have anymore, because how could you? Everything has already been done.
Yeah. I mean, I think for us, but I want to believe that for some younger generations that something like Love, Death, and Robots is doing that for
Yeah.
them,
Yeah.
like heavy metal did for us.
Yeah.
And
And there are so many graphic novels now that are telling so many different stories.
there are so many adult graphic novels, that are so good.
But, things that deal with loss, things that deal with self-harm,
Yeah.
things that deal
Yeah.
with, stories that are huge but also deeply personal.
Mm-hmm.
And they're also starting to do that with, like, indie video games.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
you can
yeah.
tell that these indie, like Dispatch and these different games that are very much based in animation. And
Yeah.
you could tell that the creators of these games love certain types of animation.
Right.
There's the heavy the whatever that Jack Black video game that came out, Full Throttle.
Oh,
That-
yeah.
That's
yeah.
very based on heavy metal.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
So, I guess in the long and winded and boring way, I think this movie, beyond just being a really fun movie, was groundbreaking and inspired so many artists that are working today that you can see the DNA
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
heavy metal in so many different
Oh
works.
yeah. It was opening up Pandora's box, and you can't put it back in. Once you know you can do something like that, you're going to explore it and try to do something like it.
You look at the people that want to get involved too. You look at it, whether it's James Cameron or if it's Fincher, man.
Yeah.
You could see with Alien 3, you could see Fincher's,
Oh yeah.
the influence it had on him. And Cameron, I mean, my God.
Oh yeah.
It's and Lucas, not Lucas Salazar, but George Lucas and Lucas Salazar. And like we said, Luc Besson and Blade Runner.
Yeah.
It helped create a whole new genre, if you will. And we have to be thankful for that.
I don't know if heavy metal is available for streaming anywhere, but you can pick up the Blu-ray relatively cheap, so I highly recommend it. It is so good. It's such a good movie.
Totally worth being in your collection.
Yeah.
This is another thing this year is we're going to talk about physical media, and we're trying to build a library here at Gen X headquarters of all the stuff that we cover.
Yeah.
It'll take a while, but we'll get there. But you should think about that too. I know it's funny because everybody's sold all their DVDs at this point and everybody's going digital. But the truth is, you're so limited with streaming. It seems like it's the same 6 movies going from one streaming service to the other.
Always the one movie you want to watch is not going to be available anymore.
This is crazy. But I watched Pale Rider, Clint Eastwood, on one of the streaming services, and I was so juiced. I'm like, I need to watch more Clint Eastwood. I need to watch another Western, or I need to watch something. And searched every single one.
Yeah, no.
And they had like 2 movies he directed.
Oh, wow.
And nothing that he was in.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. It's you're a slave to whatever they put on, and it's at this point it's the same stuff bouncing back between.
Yeah.
It's redundant, and it doesn't seem to be a reason anymore to have multiple streaming services if everything's going to be
That is very true.
on there eventually. But when heavy metal comes on your streaming service,
Yeah.
make sure to get yourself in front of that.
Pick it up. It's less than $15. It'll be worth it. We'll be back next week. Speaking of French animation, we're going to cover a movie that neither of us have seen.
Nope.
The Time Masters, also known as the Masters of Time.
Clever.
I don't know anything about it. It's going to be weird.
Oh,
I'm excited to cover it.
little French à la maison.
Yes.
It's going to be a lot of me doing really bad French
Well,
accent.
you know what? The Canadians that listen will be happy.
Oh, but maybe I'll do a French Canadian, maybe. Voulez-vous avec moi ce soir?
Ce soir.
Yeah, eh?
Ce soir. We'll be back next week. Thanks for listening.
That's good Nyborg, man. Larry
David?
Larry Sanders.
Larry David?
No,
Larry the Cable Guy.
no, the guy that played Larry Sanders. That
Gilbert Gottfried.
The
No, that's not Gilbert Gottfried. It's,
one from the.
shit, I don't remember his name. Larry? I think I'm stuck on Larry.
you are stuck on Larry. No. It's not the. It's the Gary Shandling. Gary Shandling, right?
Yes.
I didn't even look it up.
It's Gary Shandling, but didn't he have a show called The Larry Sanders Show?
And I really miss that.
We now return you to your regularly scheduled programming, L.A. Law, already in progress.